Most men think dominance means being louder, tougher, more aggressive. They believe women respect performance, provision, and constant effort. They're wrong. Real power doesn't scream or chase. It doesn't need permission to exist. True strength is quiet and centered. The most powerful man isn't the one who controls others. It's the man who doesn't beg for connection, approval, or love. He doesn't panic under silence or guilt. He doesn't reshape himself to stay interesting. He remains solid when pressure appears. In relationships, the weak man gets used. He's led, manipulated, and replaced. Not because women are cruel, but because nature tests what's soft and follows what's solid. Stability attracts. Instability invites control. This isn't hatred, it's biology. This video isn't about manipulation. It's about becoming a man who can't be bent. If you're tired of overgiving, being chosen then discarded, or never knowing where you stand, stay to the end. These rules are about inner authority. They work whether you're single, dating, married, or rebuilding from nothing. They create a presence women feel and men respect. No noise, no chasing, no proving, just grounded power that doesn't need validation. Let's begin. Rule 1. Speak less, watch more. Power belongs to the man who doesn't react. Most men lose power not because they speak, but because they speak too soon. They defend too fast, explain too much, and expose emotional dependence. Machiavelli warned that nothing makes a man more contemptible than inconstancy. Translation: reactivity is weakness. The man who flinches first loses the frame. Controlled silence isn't passivity, it's discipline under pressure. A woman gives you the silent treatment after an argument. Most men panic. They send long messages, double text, and apologize for things they didn't do. They think they're saving the relationship, but they're surrendering their center. She tested your emotional grounding. You showed you didn't have one. Now the dynamic shifts. Silence from you would have held power. Chasing hands it away. Tests aren't about cruelty. They're about checking strength. Outside relationships, it's the same. A coworker cuts you off in a meeting. You raise your voice to reclaim space. Wrong move. Power doesn't compete. It pauses. It lets silence build, then speaks with precision and control. The Machiavellian approach is simple. Let silence build. Make others uncomfortable with your stillness. Then speak slowly, sharply, and with intention. Powerful men don't fight for attention. They command it by contrast. Machiavelli wrote, "He who builds on the people builds on mud." If you rely on reactions to feel in control, your foundation will always crack. Depending on validation, especially from women, makes power unstable and temporary. Here's a move you can use today. The next time a woman pulls back emotionally, don't fill the silence. Don't chase the energy, hold posture. Observe, let her wonder what you're thinking before you speak. Then when you do speak, be brief. One sentence, no pleading, no emotional paragraphs. A man who stays calm under pressure becomes unpredictable, and a man who can't be predicted can't be controlled. Rule 2, control the frame or be trapped inside hers. People don't respond to facts. They respond to the story already playing in their mind. Once that story is set, even your best actions get misread. Machiavelli taught that men judge more by appearances than reality. Everyone has eyes, but few have depth. He was cynical, he was precise. Perception is power, and if you don't shape it, someone else will. In relationships, this looks like overgiving. You adjust, prove yourself, and hope she sees your worth. But she's already decided you're trying too hard. Once framed as needy, even confidence looks like compensation. Now flip the script. You speak less. You move slower. You walk away when it's unnecessary to explain. Suddenly, she assigns you traits you never announced. Grounded, high value. Mysterious, all because you controlled the frame. Two men enter a room. One is calm, silent, and observant. People feel his presence and assume status. The other talks too much, explains too fast, and seeks approval. Same room, different frame. Machiavelli said everyone sees what you appear to be, but few experience who you really are. The goal isn't to be fake, it's to reveal strategically. Power isn't exposure, it's timing. Here's how to shift the frame starting today. Stop chasing admiration. Stop forcing proof. Appear with purpose. Speak with intention. Withdraw when necessary. Let her imagination do the work instead of flooding her with information. A man who doesn't try to be seen often becomes unforgettable. In a world ruled by perception, the one who controls absence controls attention. That's how influence grows without noise. Rule 3. Win her mind before you win her heart. Attraction begins in belief. If she doesn't respect your mental clarity, emotional investment won't hold her. Respect comes first, feelings follow. Most men overgive emotionally. Compliments, affection, long messages. They believe effort creates attraction. But her belief system shapes desire, not your intensity. No amount of effort overrides the story she already believes. Machiavelli believed judgment reveals intelligence. Who you choose reflects your standards. In relationships, that means the beliefs you tolerate matter more than the affection you give. You message her all day, send gifts, prove you're different, but you never ask what she believes about men. Weak, replaceable, dangerous. If her core belief is disappointment, she'll admire you and still leave. She doesn't leave because you lacked emotion. She leaves because you lacked strategy. Effort without awareness feels safe, but never commanding. This shows up everywhere. You try to convince someone with facts, data, and logic. Nothing changes. Why? People don't move because of truth. They move because of belief. Machiavelli understood this. He said deception succeeds because people accept what fits their necessity. The real game isn't on the surface. It's in perception and expectation. If you want loyalty, you don't argue beliefs. You observe them. You position yourself where respect already exists. You don't push, you select. Rule 4. See through her mask without triggering her guard. Every woman wears one. Sometimes it looks like confidence. Sometimes sarcasm, independence, or control. React to the mask and you lose. See through it and you gain quiet leverage. If you argue her attitude, you miss her fear. If you defend against silence, you miss her expectation. Power isn't confrontation, it's comprehension. Understanding without exposure keeps control in your hands. Machiavelli wrote that the highest pleasure is to understand without revealing your hand. Not to harm, but to gain insight. That's real leverage, awareness without reaction. She says, do what you want. You do, then she becomes cold. That's not indifference, it's concealed attachment. She doesn't want to appear needy, but she is affected. The average man gets frustrated or over-explains. The strategic man stays calm. He mirrors tone, not emotion. He watches how the mask slips when pressure fades. He lets behavior reveal truth. This isn't limited to romance. A cashier snaps at you. Instead of reacting, you slow down and show calm. The mask drops. You realize the behavior wasn't about you. At a family dinner, an uncle criticizes your career. Later, you learn he lost his job. His pride was armor. If you had reacted with ego, you'd have missed the truth. Here's the separator. Don't fight pride. Don't fix it. Mirror it. Offer emotional safety without trying to solve. Let reality surface on its own. If her mask drops and softness appears, she's real. If it stays rigid, withdraw quietly. No drama, no explanation. Energy is currency. Spend it where truth exists. A man who sees through armor and stays grounded becomes magnetic. Not just to women, but to every room he enters. Calm perception is power. Rule 5. Become the mystery she can't decode. The moment a woman fully understands you, she starts managing you. Predictability creates safety, but it kills tension. Mystery creates anticipation, respect, and emotional gravity. Machiavelli warned that men are judged by appearances, not depth. Let people see enough to believe, but never enough to control. Power lives in what you choose not to reveal. In relationships, predictability is death. You always text first, always explain your feelings, always give full access to your time and thoughts. At first, she loves it, then she expects it. Then she stops valuing it. Nothing feels earned anymore. Tension fades. Attraction dulls. Not because you became bad, but because you became manageable. The grounded man moves with purpose. He doesn't show every card. He stays composed, deep and unreadable. Not cold, not manipulative, just self-contained. This shows up everywhere. At gatherings, everyone talks about wins and opinions. You listen more than you speak. People notice. Your silence makes them curious. Curiosity creates presence. At work, you don't announce every move. You don't defend every idea. You let results speak. Because when people can't predict your next move, they respect your position. Here's the shift. Speak less than you know. Reveal less than you feel. Move slower than you're capable of. Predictability makes a man manageable. Mystery makes him unforgettable. Masculine dominance isn't volume, it's restraint. It's knowing when not to react, when not to explain, when not to chase. That's where authority lives. When a man becomes a mystery, calm and intentional, he stops chasing attraction. Attraction starts orbiting him. If you've made it this far, you've already done what most men avoid. You faced the mirror. You stepped away from comfort and leaned into truth. That alone separates you from the majority. The world teaches men to earn love by shrinking, apologizing, and performing. You chose something rarer: self-respect without conditions, presence without begging, strength without noise. Most men live on emotional autopilot. They chase validation, then resent the women who control them. They confuse intensity for intimacy, chaos for connection, and obedience for love. You're building something else, not neediness, not performance, but presence. Deep, grounded, undeniable, the kind that doesn't ask to be chosen. These Machiavellian rules weren't designed to make you cold. They were designed to make you clear, to help you see through manipulation and protect your core from being reshaped by fantasy. Most heartbreak doesn't come from rejection. It comes from being accepted for someone you're not. That's the quiet damage most men never name. When you live by design instead of reaction, silence becomes strategy. Boundaries become unshakable. Love becomes a choice, never a leash. You stop explaining yourself. You refine yourself. You stop proving worth. You become self-evident. That's when respect arrives naturally. You lead conversations without dominating them. You inspire attraction without performing. You show strength not by volume, but by what you refuse to tolerate. This is how kings are made, not in palaces, but in quiet moments of self-mastery. Alignment over approval, clarity over chaos. Protect your peace like it's a kingdom. A man who walks in clarity doesn't chase. He attracts, and what he attracts respects him. Stay calm, stay strategic, stay sovereign. You're not here to be loved for a mask. You're here to be respected for your truth. For those ready to detach from the 99% and play a different game, what's coming will change how women see you and how you see yourself. If this spoke to you, don't let it stay in your head. Write a comment. A few words lock the lesson in and might help someone else. We're all trying to become solid inside. Let's build minds that don't break.